The Haunted Pig of Willow Creek. At the edge of Willow Creek lived Mr. Adams, a kind and gentle farmer who loved his animals very much. Mr. Adams was known for his warm smile and friendly nature. But lately, something unusual was happening with one of the pigs at his neighbor's farm. The pig, which everyone called Porky, would act very strange whenever Mr. Adams walked by. Whenever Porky saw Mr. Adams, it would stop, growl fiercely, and run around as if it were very angry. Yet, when other people came near, Porky was calm and even friendly. No one could understand why the pig only acted that way toward Mr. Adams. At first, Mr. Adams was very upset. Why does this pig hate me? He would wonder. His anger grew day by day, and he even thought about buying Porky and then ending its strange behavior by getting rid of it. But one night, as Mr. Adams lay awake, he remembered an old saying, "There is no grudge that cannot be forgiven." Slowly, he began to think that maybe the pig wasn't just an angry animal. Maybe Porky was hurt deep inside, carrying a secret pain that made it act this way. Instead of being angry, Mr. Adams decided to help the pig. He went to the neighbor's farm and, with a kind smile, bought Porky for a fair price. Then he took Porky to St. Mary's Church, a small, old church at the center of Willow Creek. There he met Father Mike, a gentle priest who always cared for everyone in town. "Father Mike," Mr. Adams said quietly, "I think this pig has a broken heart. It acts wild when it sees me, but not when it sees others. I believe it might be carrying a deep old sorrow." Father Mike nodded slowly and replied, "Sometimes, even animals can show signs of hurt. Let us help Porky by giving it a proper blessing and care." So, Father Mike held a small, gentle ceremony at the church. The people of Willow Creek joined in, lighting candles and saying soft prayers. They hoped that by caring for Porky with love and kindness, the pig's strange behavior would change. The next day, Mr. Adams went back to the church to see Porky. To his surprise, the angry pig was no longer acting wild. Porky came slowly towards him, its eyes soft and calm. It was as if the pig felt safe and loved now. The people of Willow Creek were happy to see this change, but many still wondered what had really caused Porky's strange behavior in the first place. One rainy afternoon, while Mr. Adams was cleaning up the church attic, he found an old, dusty painting hidden behind a stack of boxes. The painting showed a brave young man riding on the back of a wild wolf. Underneath the picture were simple words that said, "A kind heart can calm even the wildest creature. A little love and truth can heal old wounds." Mr. Adams stared at the painting. It made him think about Porky again. Could it be that Porky was not just a pig, but a kind of messenger carrying a hidden message? Was there a secret sorrow behind its eyes that only kindness could heal? Mr. Adams felt a strange chill. He believed that the painting was a clue, a sign that there was more to this mystery than anyone had guessed. Not far from Mr. Adams' farm lived a curious young man named Luke Carter. Luke was a student who loved to read stories about ghosts and old secrets. He had heard about the strange pig and the unusual painting, and his curiosity grew stronger with each passing day. One cool night, when a moon shone brightly and the stars twinkled in the sky, Luke decided to explore St. Mary's Church. He wanted to find out more about the mystery behind Porky's behavior. With a small flashlight in his hand, Luke quietly walked through the empty church halls. The sound of his footsteps echoed softly on the stone floor. In a dark corner of the church, Luke discovered a small, hidden door behind a dusty curtain. His heart beat fast, but he knew he had to be brave. He opened the door and found a narrow staircase leading down into a secret room. Down the stairs, the air was cool and smelled of old paper and memories. Inside the secret room, Luke found old books, letters, and a diary. He carefully opened the diary and began to read. It belonged to a man named William Harris, who had once lived in Willow Creek a long time ago. The diary told the sad story of William, a kind man who was hurt by those he trusted. William had been blamed for something he did not do, and he died feeling very wronged and alone. The diary also mentioned a special amulet that William had left with his family before he died. This amulet, the diary said, held a secret that could clear his name and help his spirit rest. Luke felt a shiver of excitement and sadness as he read the diary. Could it be that Porky was connected to William's story? Was the angry pig carrying the spirit of a man who wanted to be heard? The next morning, Luke went straight to Mr. Adams' farm. He showed Mr. Adams the diary he had found and explained, "I think I found a clue. This diary tells the story of William Harris. It says that he was hurt by people who did not treat him fairly. Maybe, just maybe, Porky is the animal that carries his spirit. That might be why the pig only acts angry when it sees you, Mr. Adams. It is like it is trying to tell you something." Mr. Adams listened carefully. His eyes were wide with surprise and worry. "I have wondered for a long time why Porky only seems so angry with me," he said slowly. "Now I think that maybe I have a part to play in helping this poor soul find peace." Luke and Mr. Adams decided to work together. They talked to the old folks in the town and looked through old records of the town hall. Bit by bit, they learned more about William Harris. They found out that many people remembered him as a good man who was treated very unfairly. Some even whispered that his spirit had never really left Willow Creek. After many days of talking and thinking, Luke and Mr. Adams learned that they might be able to help William's spirit rest if they could do a special ceremony. Father Mike agreed to help, and together they planned a midnight service at St. Mary's Church. They hoped that by sharing love and telling the truth, they could free William's troubled spirit. On the night of the ceremony, the church was full of people from all over Willow Creek. Everyone felt a mix of fear and hope as they gathered. The church was lit by many soft, flickering candles, and the sound of rain tapping on the windows filled the room. Father Mike started the ceremony by saying kind prayers. He talked about love, forgiveness, and the importance of telling the truth. Mr. Adams and Luke stood near Porky, who was now sitting quietly in a corner of the churchyard. As the prayer went on, something amazing happened. Just then, a soft glow began to shine around Porky. The pig made a long, sad sound that filled the church. Everyone fell silent. Slowly, a figure began to appear near Porky. It was a young man who looked very sad. His eyes were kind, but they showed deep pain. In a trembling voice, the young man said, "I am William Harris. I have suffered for too long. I was hurt by people who did not treat me fairly, and my spirit has been lost ever since. I have stayed with Porky because I could not find another way to be heard. I need your help to set me free." The words were simple, but they touched everyone's heart. Mr. Adams felt a warm tear roll down his cheek, and even the children in the pews looked on with wide, curious eyes. Luke stepped forward and said softly, "William, we want to help you. Please tell us what happened so that we can fix this injustice." William's ghost spoke of his life in simple words. He said he was a kind and honest man who always tried to do what was right. But some powerful people were jealous of his goodness and set him up for a crime he did not commit. When he died, his last wish was to be remembered as a good man, not a criminal. Yet, his spirit was filled with anger and sadness, and that pain made him cling to Porky. Father Mike then led everyone in one final prayer. The warm glow in the church grew brighter, and the air felt gentle. As the prayer ended, William's ghost slowly began to fade away. His eyes grew soft, and he whispered, "Thank you for listening. My heart is lighter now." And with that, he disappeared completely, leaving the room filled with a calm, peaceful silence. After that night, life in Willow Creek began to change for the better. Porky, the once angry pig, became a quiet and friendly animal. Mr. Adams was happy to see the change and knew that he had helped a lost soul finally find peace. The people of the town felt the old sadness lift, and they began to smile and laugh more again.